Yeah, I think, well, I used to I think I'd draw on walls and ripped wallpaper off and stuff. So I was...
That's not cool.
No, that wasn't cool, but obviously led me to where I am today. So
It's so cute.
it's all part of the journey.
It's part of the journey.
Sorry, Mum. Yeah, no, it was young. So me and my brother used to sit next to each other, and I just used to copy what he was doing and just draw whatever I could, whenever I could.
Oh, does he draw as well?
No, he's an engineer now, but he's very, very good.
Oh,
artistically, wow. Yeah. Probably could have been a better artist than me. Too bad, snooze, you lose. No, he's good. Well, my mum was she always painted, and she worked with volunteer groups and whatnot, and so I always remember her painting, so I sort of followed in her footsteps. She won't take credit for it, but it was definitely her.
So she's quite modest.
Yeah, well, she's just no, I don't know how to paint, but I remember she painted this bear, and it was the most amazing bear, but I still have it. I've got it with me. Yeah, not here.
How cool is that we those little things you remember, just random shit.
Yeah. And then she found it maybe a year or two ago, and I was like, Mum, this bear is the one I was talking about, and she didn't think much of it. I'm it's so good.
Yeah, you inspired me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They are little inspirations that you sort of pick up on the way and pop in your pocket, and
and you don't realise it.
Nah.
And growing up through school, was there an intent to be an artist, or was it ooh, I want to be a chef?
I want close. Really? Well, I did. I loved cooking. I wanted to be a chef because my dad's a chef, and he was like, "No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah. Don't be a chef. Don't be a chef." But yeah, hard work. But kudos to him. Stressful, pressure.
Yeah.
So food scientist. Wanted to be a food scientist. So close, because it's similar. It's working with food, and you're sort of going into labs and testing foods, and it's food laws, and I studied
okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Because my brain was getting fried then.
I'm not good at it. I would have been a shocking food scientist, but I just
So they're the ones that maybe put the 2.5 star on there.
Yes.
Because that can really fuck me up. If I'm going to the Coles and that.
They're not right.
Aren't they?
I don't know. Well, I have a hash brown addiction, and I looked on the bag. Yes, I was only going to have one, and then I looked on the bag and it had a 4-star health rating. I was like, well,
12 it is.
I'm going to have 10 because 4 how are they a 4-star rating though? Hash browns.
Is that?
It's potato and oil, or oil and potato, whichever way.
Maybe if you're having it without deep frying it, and you're having it straight.
Well,
from
I
the
put it in
box.
the sandwich press, so squeeze the crap out of the oil out of it.
Excuse me, what? Talk to me about this.
Put hash browns in a sandwich press because it cooks in 3 minutes. It's so quick, and it squeezes a bit of the oil out of it.
That could be 5-star.
Life hack.
Oh,
it could be, yeah. Imagine, because I've actually gotten rid of some of the,
Yeah. Because I was telling you just before we press play that I've got some weird shit going on as well. Everyone has this little, weird creative thing that they make in the kitchen.
Yeah, and no one else
no one else would do it. And being that salada with tuna and strawberry jam, and it's
I thought my salada with tuna and cucumber and mayo was good, but it's kind of normal.
Yeah, that's kind of normal
as such, but it's really good.
It
is really good. But yeah, so tuna and strawberry jam. Is that what we said?
Tuna and strawberry jam.
Anything else?
Salada? No.
Salt and pepper?
No, because the tuna is quite salty.
And then you got sweet.
And then you got the sweet. It's actually quite nice.
That's life hacks. I'm going to try it.
Try it. And I'm going to try the sandwich press.
What tuna?
Oh, it's
Serena
Yeah,
tuna.
it's hard to go past the
once you start. Yeah. Once you start on that one, you can't really.
You can't go back. You can't go
John West is not best.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
The shit that John West rejects, he's rejected for it.
Shoved it in the can.
It's shit.
Yeah, it's shit.
Sorry,
John.
Sorry, John. It's not
Johnny.
good. And Italian, back
to what we were saying.
We could just fucking go on and on.
Yeah.
Italian background?
My mum's Italian, dad's Swiss.
Okay. That's a good combo. Yeah.
You're full Italian?
Oh, I'm a bit of a mongrel.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a splash of Italian and French and Aussie, and there's just heaps going on.
Oh, yeah,
Spanish,
okay. That's good. Mix is good.
Mix is good.
Yeah.
It's always good when you're getting the hand-me-downs from the kitchen. We always go back to food, and but it's a big part of our background.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their art.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
when I go to Italy.
Live. Oh, it's...
Yeah.
You been?
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, definitely eat my weight in food. That's for sure. it's just another world. Like they literally, like, you know, their economy isn't great, and I think it's truly because they live the life of like drinking their coffees with their friends and eating their food and taking their siesta after their lunch.
Siestas.
Like, good on them.
Yeah,
good on them. I wish I had like the
capacity to be able to switch off like
to
they
do that. Yeah, they can actually switch. I don't have that capacity at all. Like if I go for a nap, I'm like, I wake up like I can't do it anymore. I get like heart palpitations when I wake up. I'm like, what I miss? What time is it?
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit, I got stuff to do. Oh my god, we're there just like super chill.
Yeah.
Things closed down for a period of time over there. How
Ghost
crazy!
town.
It's ghost town.
I'm like, well, too bad if I was hungry. Like, I missed the lunch boat because everyone just packed up
having
shop
a siesta.
and went home.
It's like, guys, understand.
Well, I was living in Florence for a bit, and I had to get used to having the siesta, like, because they're just like, okay, lunchtime. See, I go to bed now, and I was like, oh my god, I just ate. Like, how's that healthy? Like, I just smashed 3 kilos of pasta and then gonna go horizontal, like, like far out. But yeah. They're not too obese either. So
no, because they have the real shit too, like the oils and like everything over there. You can have a fucking tomato with salt, pepper, and olive oil, and it's mad.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
We don't have that
like
here.
This big.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And especially down south.
How was your family towards like your art, like your nono and your nonna? Like, were they just like, oh my god, this is so good. I like this. Look at the way I used to be an artist one time. So,
I love it. I'm glad you can do the accent because I can't. I've never even attempted it because I don't think I'd be able to do it. Look, I'm so fortunate. Like it, you know, because when you say old school wogs, sometimes you've got the on the left hand, you've got the people who are like, no, dude, we didn't have the opportunity, so be a lawyer, be a doctor, like go to school, whatnot. So education was important, but I guess, so I'm pretty fortunate. I've lost like my nonno now, but he was super, like they were in awe, like, and they are, and they're so supportive and so happy for me. I guess the only thing with my nonna is still a little bit old school in a sense that she's like, Danielle, why are you like hanging off the buildings? Like you let the men do that. Like they're too big for you. And I'm like, no, like, because I can do it. Like, you know, so she's a little bit old school in that sense that like, let someone else do the hard yards, and I'm just like, nah, I got this. Like, and Nunu, like, and she now just reminds herself. She's always like, Nunu always said, if anyone can do it, our little Danielle can. Like so, and always like reinforce that. So yeah. So, but I like painted at their house for hours on end. Like when I first started, so they'd set up like a little. My uncle did with my Nunu, set up like a little studio there, and I'd go there just to get out of my own studio. And
do you find like you have little studios everywhere? Like. Yep. Danielle, you got to come over to my place. No, I'm just really busy, but I've set up a studio for
I'm
you.
like, done, I'm there. They knew that was a way to get me there. Seriously,
That's I've message to friends, everyone. If you want Danielle to come over for dinner,
set up a studio. I'm down to 2 now, so we're 2. Yeah, going to be 3 at the end of the year, but we'll probably downgrade 1 as again. Otherwise, I've just got stuff everywhere. It's like
it's crazy. You're so bloody busy. How like. I threw out some questions to you earlier on in the week or a couple of weeks ago, and you said to me, when you got back to me,
she was like, here's the question. I'm like, I haven't forgotten you, I swear. Like, I just want to give you the time, not like half-assed questions.
Yeah, you got there.
I got there eventually, as promised.
And I loved it. But one thing that stood out was you doing a double degree, but you didn't think you were going to go to uni or do that. Talk us through that.
I just always had in my head at school, I was like, I don't want to go to uni. Like, why would I go to uni? And academically, I didn't think I was that bright. Maybe because I had other priorities back at school and I was hanging out at the station and smoking bongs. So
being young.
Being young. So, so I sort of never had in my mind to go to university, let alone do a double degree. So I surprised myself. I sort of put my foot down at the end.
And what was the double degree? What'd you do?
A double in health sciences and a Bachelor of Arts as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you sit back and go, fuck yeah?
Well, yeah. Well, especially because like I went, but I missed as many lectures as I could and whatnot.
Yeah. So you pushed the limit.
And then we get to my graduation, I've got like a different colour sash.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is weird. But anyway, so we're walking down, getting some photos. I'm like, Dad, take a photo here. Like, take a photo here. And like, full, photographer, photographer. And Mum's like looking in the book. She's like, Danielle. I'm like, what? She's like, you've graduated on a distinction average for both of your degrees. And I was like, no way. I'm like, that's sick. I'm like, I didn't even go. So, and they were just like shaking their heads because I guess I was always the one that was just probably not going to make it, just like scrape through. I was a little bit of the black sheep, I guess.
Yeah.
So not only did I finish my double degrees, flying colours.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
It. Yeah.
I was the same. Like for me, I got kicked out of school when I was 14.
Far out. Beat me then.
Yeah, I was a bad boy.
I finished school somehow.
I was such a bad boy.
So you didn't go back?
No. I ended up getting
What school did you go to?
I went to Roval. All my Roval crew out there.
Yeah. We're in the same hood. I went to Glen Waverley.
Yeah, not far away. And I just didn't connect with school too much. I was living in a refuge at that stage. Really? Yeah, so like when I was 14, the government sort of intervened with something that was happening with our family, and they ended up putting me in this refuge, and I was living there, and it was
that in Roeville?
It was in Croydon. I went to this refuge. So there was like 10 kids, and it was kind of a massive change from where, you know, on my mum's side, she's got, she doesn't do badly, but my dad's side's got quite a bit of money, and my mum's side, you know, they work hard for it. So there was always, when I was with Dad, it was like, you get everything.
Yeah,
Daddy.
Lap it up.
Lap it up. You go back to Mum, you're like, fick. Which you still loved a lot of the things that you did there, but it was more on the real side with Mum, and then things you'd come back down here was kind of like you're getting bored stuff. And so I always looked at my dad like a bit of a holiday dad growing up. But I think growing up, I just really lost connection with school. Yeah. I just didn't have that equilibrium across the board. And when they kicked me out of school, they were like, oh, they're going to put me into another school, and with Brandon Park. You know, remember Brandon Park? They're going to put me into this tech school or some shit.
I don't think that's there anymore, is it? No.
Badass.
That would have been nasty.
Nasty. I was like, shit. So I ended up jumping in.
That's where my mum worked, CFCN, like Child Family Network.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah, at Brandon Park. Yeah.
Well, there's some bad motherfuckers around there. And like growing up, it was just such a... like I had to go do something, because when you're working with the government, because you're in a refuge, they monitor where you're at a lot with your counsellor, and you know you're working with them quite a lot. So I think that I ended up doing my chefing apprenticeship, and that's when I was talking to you before.
That's why you're like, don't be a chef.
Yeah, I'm like, don't be a chef. No, because I hated it. Like,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I did
it's
my...
like you can have a love for food, but I feel like chefing just like pulls any passion that you have. Or it's hard. It's hard. Really hard.
Yeah, and going like...
How long did you do that for?
I did my qualification, finished that when I was 18. And then I just disappeared for a while and went to like work on the Whitsundays, and I worked on a boat as a chef. So I lived it up. I had a bit of fun.
At least you made the most of the chefing that you did do. Yeah. Like it's not as if you half-assed it. Like,
But I was the same as you. Like I never thought I'd go back, and I ended up going back. And like I ended up being a youth worker there for a little bit, and the PCYC that I worked at ended up helping me get my tertiary. So I ended up doing that, and then I ended up getting back into uni and doing marketing, and it was like, it all just opened up.
How cool.
Life.
Just meant to happen. It happens how it's meant to happen. It's just,
You're never out of it.
Nah.
You're never out. You could think, fuck, I'm you know, falling off the horse a little bit here. I'm not connected to society.
Falling off for a reason. Someone else will,
Something else will pull you back in line.
100%.
When you got out of, and you did your uni and you finished all that, was there like a point in time where you were just like, because I have these moments where I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that. What sort of drew you back in centre to be an artist and to start pursuing that? So
it kind of happened, like I never really made a leap of faith. So I was fortunate in that sense that I didn't have to make those grand decisions that could have, you know, taken my life every which way. So I sort of built up my art business, probably not seeing it was a business at that point in time while I was at university. So, but it did hit a stage where I was getting busy, and I was like, why am I at university? Like, why am I here? I don't need it. And I literally had like 5 weeks to go, and I was so close to dropping out. So it would have been 5 years. And like, so I did it. I finished, but I was so close because I had all these other things and all these other opportunities coming my way that I had to sort of hit pause on, because I'm like, you know what, let's just finish this first. And then, so interesting, because that was at the time that I met The Rock. So I was getting a lot of opportunities and a lot of things, and I was just like, I actually don't have the capacity to run full speed ahead with this right now.
Yep.
So I had to like hit pause. Finish
That
my
takes
university.
a lot of maturity to do that.
Oh, like
Especially because
you got like all these like little sparkling diamonds like in front of your eyes, and you're just like, nah,
come
can't.
here,
Yeah,
come on, come over here.
Yeah, it's
come
like
here.
what? Yeah, so
Are you ready?
Yeah, so it happened for a reason, whatever it was, and it's just been a little bit like he's probably the main person that has taught me that
Okay.
whatever you do, it's not a race. Like you're not going to end up where you want to be in 2 years. It's like he's like it's a marathon. Have his words saved. Like it's just it's not.
We've jumped to that, which I'm happy about.
Oh, sorry. Just
But
like
that's cool. The Rock is. When you met The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, did you give him?
What a man.
Did you give him the? Can you do his little? Oh.
Did I? I don't know.
You did it.
Because I don't think
You
I can.
actually
And
did
then
it.
one time I did it on a video, and we we sent it to him, and I was like,
Yeah, wow.
No one can do it like him, though. Let's
No.
be honest. Yeah.
Because he can do both, and I can't do it.
You can't.
Nah.
Can you not do like the? Is that working? Is that like rolling?
You're doing the
Yeah.
roll. See, I just.
Can you wink?
Yeah, I can wink.
No, you can't like subtle wink though. You're like a.
I'm like,
oh
holy
no!
fuck, I can't do it.
Just don't wink. If you're trying to like pick someone up,
Oh, I'll be like-
don't wink. Yeah, just don't. Nah, you need a new phone.
Yeah,
At
oh
least
my
I've
gosh,
warned you.
I really struggle with it. I do. Like,
You're like this.
yeah,
Now I feel like
he'd
I'm-
be really pissed off at my efforts. I think.
Yeah, no.
He wouldn't be happy. I actually follow The Rock quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because he is such an inspirational
He
dude.
is. It's actually ridiculous.
When you met, how did it all come about? Like even the contact, because you.
Yeah,
It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it is cool. He saw a painting that I was doing for a client, which is funny because, again, I was busy with uni, and that client was going like a little bit back and forwards at that point. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this piece, and I stuck it out because you do.
Yes.
And yeah, he ended up seeing that piece. Sort of long story short, shared it, and then said, looking forward to meeting you one day. And I was like, what? Like weird.
Like what?
Yeah, well, because I never really like famous people don't really do anything for me. I'm like, you know what? I'll take things that inspire me about them and like, you know, be like, love their journey and sort of use that as my inspiration. But in terms of like meeting them, I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, it doesn't really faze me either way.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, so how that happened, like I was just like, whoa, that's weird. And I did a painting of him and his mum to say thank you. And I was traveling to America anyway, and I took it with me, and I was like solo traveling. It was a bit of a marathon to get there because I like left it at the gate in Mexico and had to like change my flight. So anyway, it was like, it was pretty funny.
Mexico.
Yeah, because I was in Cuba, and then I like was due to go home because I had to finish my double degree, and we're already in second week, so I needed to go home, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna take the leap, and I ended up rolling back in halfway through, and they tried to fail me, but I was like, nah, listen, look where I was. But yeah, so that was a bit of a shambles of a story, but you get the rough idea.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Did you go over there and go to his house, or how the hell did that happen?
No, so he was filming Central Intelligence.
Okay.
The one with Kevin Hart.
I love Kevin Hart.
Oh, he wasn't that nice when I met him.
No.
Sorry. Maybe he's having a bad day. You don't know.
Yeah, cool.
You don't know. Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah. And yeah, so I was supposed to fly home, and then I was like, I'm not going home without giving this painting to him. Sort
Of
thing.
course.
So changed all my flights. I remembered I was at the airport in Mexico, and there was no flights to get to Boston where I wanted to. And these like two random guys, which one of them messaged me, I think like maybe last year sometime, being like, hey, I was the guy that helped you book that flight at the airport, because they had an app that was like a local app, and
great.
I couldn't book
Access
a flight
that.
or couldn't
Yep.
So it's funny because we touched base, and he's like, hey, like, I'm so glad, like, you know, like,
You met The
found
Rock,
you and
yeah.
da-da-da. Yeah. So I think like 4 flights later to get from Cuba to Mexico, and then another internal one in Mexico, and then Mexico, Texas, Boston. So yeah,
The
it
anxiety
was
thinking about that.
it was-
I hate airports.
yeah. And then I got to Texas and no, sorry, it was Houston. Houston is Texas.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Houston, Texas. Yeah.
Very blonde moment.
yeah. But whatever, over there's so many.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
states.
huge.
It's
So, so I got to Houston and I got held up by customs because I had cigars and like Cuban cigars and rum for the Rock. And I was just like, and they're like, you're not allowed to bring products. And I didn't know that. But I was like, oh, but I'm going to Australia. And he's like, you need to get on a flight now and go home to Australia. And I was like, I'm going to freaking the Rock. Like, I'm not.
Yeah,
so I took it with me. Like, I didn't leave it because he's like, you can either leave it here or you go straight back to Australia. So I continued on. But because of him, I missed my flight. Had to stay at this like little, like I remember like crying. I rarely cried. I was like crying at the airport because I'm like, what do I do? Like I've missed, my flight, and I like stayed at this dodgiest Mexican cartel looking place in Houston, and I was just like, I'm not gonna make it through the night. Like, so I didn't actually sleep. I was like, it was like 3 days of a marathon. I was like too scared to go to sleep and miss my next flight the next morning. So
he's gonna just think of the disheveled looking Danielle coming down.
That's the thing. Like I'd got to Boston and I got a response straight away, and I'm like, oh well, okay. So I checked into my hotel, got in a cab, hadn't showered in like 3 days.
At your best.
Straight to the Rock.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
This
bit
is
of a Lebo shower. Like, mad, cool. But yeah, that's the irony. But it's funny because you know what? If I wasn't that like tired, like I remember calling Mum, like, Mum, I'm in the cab on the way to like see. Like, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning here or something. Yeah. And like
She'd
I was
love
a little
that
bit nervous, but I was like, yeah, because like far out. I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, well, just go. Like you're on your way now.
And I'm asleep, by the way. So thank you. Or was it 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it was like 3 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's just like it was weird. If I wasn't so tired and like disorientated, I probably would have been nervous and been like, oh, like maybe not myself. But I was.
Did he welcome you with like open arms kind of vibe?
Yeah, he's like, dang, like yeah.
You're like,
I was like, holy fucking shit. Like, that's the first thing I said to him. I was like, he swears too, so it's all right. But I was just like, wow, what a potty mouth. What a potty mouth.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that
Shout out Southeastern. That's where we are.
Yeah, I know. You can tell. Just as soon as you open your mouth, you're like, wow. Yeah.
You're from Southeastern suburbs? It's like,
yep. Fuck you. Yeah.
And he just, did you find that you just had that constant like friendship since that?
Yeah, well, like I was sort of like, I knew, knowing how busy someone like that is, I've, always sort of like not wanted to harass him and whatnot, but if I do touch base with him, like he replies.
Yeah, great.
And,
amazing.
I did another painting for him like 4 years down the track, and I did a mural, and I knew he was going to say like about time.
Yeah.
He loves himself, bloody love. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Jacked up to the eyeballs.
Yeah. So, and then we obviously were chatting back and forwards for ages then.
And how, like, because he's a big man, isn't he? Is it like...
Probably not as big as what everyone thinks.
Because I was going to say, like, before I met you the first time, I was like, oh, cool. Danielle, she doesn't look small, but then when I met her, I was like hey, what you doing down there?
Where are you down there? Like everyone thinks I'm tall, and then when they meet me, they're like, "Oh, fuck, you're a midget." I'm
like, I didn't think that, man.
Mad.
Yeah. It's the same.
So like, the same. I think like in movies they make him look huge, and he's massive. But if you look at the photo of me next to him, I'm not actually. Like I'm tiny.
Like is he tall? 6 foot?
He's 6'3".
Okay. So it's not.
He's not small, and because he's like a unit, and he's like he's big.
Is he jacked up like big?
Yeah, his thighs are like my thighs are like smaller than his arms. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, so he's jacked like that.
Yeah. He's a big boy.
And he's like whole joints just decked out like gyms. He just looks like he's just got. He's nuts.
On. He trains like the day that I met him. He trained in the morning and he trained at night as well. He was up at 4, and he worked until 10.
Which is relatable to you.
Oh yeah.
Like you're a workaholic.
Yeah, I know.
Like I think about, I was reading some of the answers that, I sent through some questions. I'll say this week when it wasn't this week. It was actually like 3 weeks ago, but that's all right. And
I replied this week.
You did, which is good.
Better late than never.
Exactly. And I'm reading through it. I'm having my coffee and I'm reading the answers, and striking to think that you don't watch TV much at all. Like crazy. Fucking crazy.
I know, and I'm mean because like people who like what's it called when you like watch back to back? Binge
binge
People
watch.
who binge like Netflix, I
Tiger
make
King
them feel
this,
really guilty about it,
Yeah.
and I'm horrible. Like
Yeah.
I'm really mean about it.
Yeah, which is fine. Fuck 'em.
Don't get me wrong. Like when I was in America last year, I binged one series because
Wow.
I just needed it because I was really
One series.
Wait, no, not one series. See, I don't even know.
No, but that's
is it a series?
It's a series.
Episode. Yeah, like you go
Yeah.
through the whole thing.
Yeah, I get you.
See, I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah.
Like I didn't
But
even
only
know how to
one.
use
People probably out there
Netflix.
going, one series. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Well, because sometimes when I talk to be like, I've watched this, I've watched that, I've watched this. I'm like, far out. Like, when do you get this time to watch all this?
Totally.
Like I started Ozark. I've watched one episode of that. Didn't get any further. I really want to watch The Last Dance.
Yeah, Last Dance is so fucking good.
Have you watched it?
Yeah. Dad and I were watching that like.
I'm down.
That was our time. We'd sit down and watch
2
that.
episodes.
To go or only in?
And I think about it all the time. Like and the other night, like I'd had a whopping week of work and I wanted to watch and I fell asleep.
Well, I've seen your schedule. It's fucking jam-packed. You need to sit there and log a couple of Last
And to
Dances.
be like, let's watch The Last Dance.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. You need to have a coffee at like 11 o'clock to watch it.
It's like, do you want to watch it?
I don't know. I've never really watched TV, but like last night, as I said, I watched a movie, and I'm like, that to me, I'm proud that I watched a movie.
Do you find you disconnect enough?
Probably not fully.
No. Is your brain always going?
Yep.
Constantly?
Yep.
Like you were saying before, you're looking outside, seeing lines. Is that just a thing for you every day? Like you'll go past stuff. Oh, that's really cool. I like that shape. Bang.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like I'm like mentally exhausted. Like I probably can't sleep, but I'm like exhausted. So I do acknowledge it. Yeah. Like as in the other night, I actually went to bed early because I'm like I need to sleep because I'd only had like 5-6 hours sleep every night last week.
So you
And
acknowledge
then I woke
that.
up at 2:20 and I was like, work. Like, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'd done something on my phone at like 2:20, went back to bed at like, that's the thing though. When I hit the pillow, I can sleep.
Okay.
So if I can't, I'll pop some like meditation on and do that and then I go to sleep. So I'm not a
Amazing.
person that's like going to lie awake all night and not
And
be
go,
able to sleep.
okay, I've got to finish that finger.
Yeah.
And because for me, I've been putting on white noise, and I was reading into like sleeping and stuff like that, and someone was saying that white noise and having your room cold is really good for sleep. So I've been doing that for like the last maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and been sleeping like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. What do you put on? Just like...
I do like the rain and thunderstorms.
I do like ocean, like the rain. Yeah,
so I sit there and I'm like, I'll have a bit of it.
It's so nice.
So
Yeah.
Next minute.
You don't even remember like falling asleep.
Nah, I actually think I'm in Jumanji.
How was Jumanji though? I
It's
actually
so
did
good.
watch Jumanji, so
Jumanji's wicked.
Yeah,
Like,
It was so. I was cacking. I was pissed myself.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I was loving the banter between, Kevin Hart and The Rock.
So funny.
They're funny
They're funny.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
With your painting, right? How the fuck do you get it so real? Like it just does my head in. I'll look at it and I'm like, all those ones, your time lapses and stuff like that.
Layers.
Layers.
You know when you see because I truly believe that it's hard work. So like for example, last week I was doing a mural with Chris Brown, Beyonce,
Saw
and
that
Usher.
one. Yep.
And they looked awesome. Like 3 days before I finished them, and the clients are like, "These are like what? How much more can you do?"
Yeah.
So for me, I always just want more and more and more. So I'll do those extra layers. Like even though I'm like, you know what, they look good. Like I could probably stop now.
Great.
Making it look real. Like I just put more and more and more in. I guess that's what. Yeah. Just got to. And you'll notice more and more. Your eye will always notice more as well.
Oh,
like,
big time.
Yeah.
Well, Sam and I were talking about it last week when we were having a chat, and she said, the more you look at something, the more you can find.
Yeah.
And it's like that with music, the more you listen
That's
to
hard.
it.
Yeah.
Well, that sounded like it was out.
Yeah.
I need to redo that.
Yeah. So sometimes you need to probably you too, you need to listen to things with fresh ears the next day or just shut off and
So you need fresh eyes. Come on. Yep. Cool. I'm happy with that.
I have my dad for that. He literally starts packing up because I will just keep going.
So your old man.
I'll be driving off and being like, oh shit, like that on the mural. Like I want to go back and fix it. Bad. Yeah. So dad's like, nah, done, good. And I'm getting better now, walking away and not
So your old man's there with you,
All my murals, yeah.
always there.
Yeah.
How cute is that?
It's so good. Yeah, we're like best mates.
Oh man, I love that.
And just knows what like I need. Like he is obviously sis me, and he just
Of course. Knows what to
uses
say,
his-
knows when to go, hey, listen,
Yeah.
you're overthinking this.
Yeah.
Let's leave.
Yeah, packs
But
things
almost
up.
like a coach as well.
He's like so like
Regimented.
like he has everything in boxes and
Oh.
organised for me. Yeah,
Fantastic.
I know. I'm so lucky.
I love that kind of relationship with your parents. Has it always been like that with you and your old man?
Probably not, because he always worked. So he was a chef, so he was always working.
Yeah.
So like we're fortunate that he did when we have the opportunities we do, because he works so hard. So for us, like we were never resentful towards the fact that he was not around much. We had mum there and she looked after us as kids. So yeah, and so I guess that's my uncle. He did a lot. He was like a father figure to us. So so like only really more so in recent years. He wasn't enjoying being a chef anymore. I was like, Dad, like come work with me.
Does anyone?
Like, so do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was just like, and now he's finally getting his passion back for cooking. Like he's cooking for everyone tonight, and so it's nice. It's nice to see. I'm like, you've worked your ass off
You totally.
for how many years? Like he came out here on his own with nothing, like from Switzerland. So
And spend time with his daughter, seeing her do something that
I'm a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. It's not like all glamorous. I'm like, but he knows we're having a chat about it, and
knows where you're at.
he knows that like I do it because I'm good at what I do, and I'm particular. Like,
And when it's game time, it's go time.
yeah.
When it's time to switch on,
Yeah.
trying to identify when to switch off seems to be
That's the biggest issue.
The biggest
We
issue.
can switch on. Oh no, I'm a good procrastinator as well. I'll fluff. I'm a fluffer.
Yeah.
But
so you're good at that.
no switching off. I could work and work. Now I'm starting to learn that like I need to sleep, so that's good.
That's good. Big one.
And exercise and balance. Yeah. But yeah, for a while there, I didn't quite acknowledge that I needed to sleep. I thought that I could do like 3, 4, 5 hours a night. But then once I started moving into the mural ball game, like it was another my
game.
body needs to rest. Like otherwise it's.
Now, speaking of 3-4 hours a night, I won't touch too much on certain things, but I think that plays a major part into how you can fall into anxiety and
Mental health, yeah.
Mental health, you know. So I think that's just a nice segue to talk about how you've had or your relationship with anxiety. Everyone has a different path and a different association with it. But what's been your relationship with that? And when did you first experience some anxious moments or panic attacks or some mental health issues?
So I'd say that from my young teens, I'd probably suffered with anxiety, but I didn't acknowledge, like you don't know what it is, and you're thinking, oh, like it's just someone making me have those little butterflies in my stomach or certain experiences or whatnot. So probably not until maybe like early 20s, I'd say, that I was just like, okay,
Something's wrong.
something's like, I feel these way. And I think my first like probably panic attacks.
Yeah.
Early 20s, I'd say. Yeah. So did a bit of like personal development work.
Saw that.
Before that, was it? Or no, probably around that time. More so just to let go of emotions that I have towards, family or from like past things that had happened that I hadn't dealt with.
Great.
So I think I did a fair bit of work on myself then.
Did you find that helped?
Other habits were probably like I was still smoking weed every
Yep.
now and then.
Yep.
So, and I was drinking a fair bit.
Yep.
So, probably not knowing that those other habits were affecting your
course.
mental health as well. Like
Yep.
until, as I said to you, I mentioned earlier, until you step back and you're completely clear of that mindset, then you don't see that that's what's affecting you.
Totally.
Or more so, or heightening those.
Yeah. Life's like a
issues.
painting. Layers.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
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 You've got to take some layers out.
Yeah, and like, touch on the drug note. Like, life is so hard as it is. So, in terms of drugs, like, I just don't understand. Like, I've done there, been there, done that. And now I don't understand why people put themselves through that, because, like,
What it does
to you, and, like, it's not worth it. Like, you're, of course, if you're using drugs, you're going to be at you're going to be in a high, and you're never going to stay at that high. So when you're not on drugs, like, you're going to feel low, and then
I need to chase it.
Exactly. So it's just a vicious cycle. And I acknowledged that quite young. I was 22.
So you got in and got out pretty quick.
Yeah, battled sort of with not peer pressure, but was in a relationship that was still
toxic,
a little bit toxic. And then it wasn't until that I realized that was like a major trigger for me. And I'm like, nah, this is not what I want anymore. And I realized that when I smoked weed, or I'd only ever tried like illicit drugs a handful of times, and I realized that I'm like, this is not for me. Like this
wires me differently.
Like I was just like, get it off
get
me,
it out,
get it out of me. So so that
you were lucky.
Well, yeah, pretty young. Like it's so
you're lucky.
But there was many arguments and many like anxiety attacks around it, trying to battle it. And I was just like, you know what? I can never win against drugs. Like if they're in the picture, you can never win. Like unless the person wants to.
Well, to anyone that's doing that, you can't win.
You can't. Yeah. So it was.
If you know that you're going into it and you're going to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was. Yeah. So I probably acknowledged, I'm like, you know what? Smoking. I was smoking weed like maybe once a week for a couple of years. And I wasn't really the person to just have a few puffs. Like I'd probably take it a bit too far every time.
Absolutely challenge yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Just be the funniest on ground, best on ground every time. So, but one thing I must say, I never smoked and painted. And I never drank and painted. So that was one thing that I tried it once and I was like
abstract art.
Disabled. Like I couldn't paint. So I think I should have been born a boy, I reckon, because I'm just like, give me a hammer and I'm just build shit. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the opposite.
It's kind of like, I never thought I'd end up in murals, but it kind of makes sense that I, even when I'm like doing my washing, it's all like dirty and. I
was going to say it's on a scissor lift. It's like even when I'm doing my washing,
jump on a scissor lift. I was thinking the other day because like some girls don't like to be dirty and I'm filthy. Like I've got my nails, like it's not, because I was talking about it with a girlfriend and I was like, because Luke's a tradie and he's covered in dirt and like, any other girl doing their washing, they'd separate it. But I'm just like, chuck it all in, tradie life. So I was just like, it's kind of good that we're in the same field because I won't chuck tanties about dirty clothes.
Hey, you chuck your dirty socks in with my stuff and that stunk out the whole
Yeah,
joint.
exactly. Yeah. So, it's funny. It's, murals are like another ball game. It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
When I'm off them, I miss them. When I'm on them, I probably need a break. They're mentally, physically, emotionally demanding, like the amount of pressure that you've got on.
Oh, big time. Because of the scale, the pure scale.
As well, yeah.
It's huge. Because is there ones where you go, like, just give us a bit of a snapshot on, just say we've got this big ass motherfucking wall right there, and you are about to jump on the scissor lift.
You got it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Scissor lift. I even had a gap between it.
Driving one of those things far
Jumped
out.
on the scissor lift.
I don't know. Yeah, it is separate. You done well. Nailed it.
Nailed it. What is the process for you? Like, how does it go? You see the spot and go, all right, where the fuck do I start?
Most time I see the spot and I'm like, fuck, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah.
I've been pretty, so I was challenged from the start and I'm still challenged. Wait, I shouldn't say that. Doesn't come out.
Okay,
But found him challenging from the start. And I've obviously moved up like pretty quickly as in like scale wise and like the scope of works that I've been doing as well.
Yeah.
So I've been relying on technology like projectors and pouncing to help me with outlines and whatnot. So I think I've like nailed every other component of murals, like in terms of organization, like what are, materials and everything, my processes and the logistics.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So but the when I do jump on, I'm like far out the scale.
Go time.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. That's something that I need to keep working on. But I love that I don't have that under control because it's still something that I'm like makes me a little bit nervous. And I think it's good to be nervous about those things because it just like makes you want more. So, but I get on the wall and most of the time I can't see what I'm doing until I get down and like walk back 100 meters. So, yeah.
I've put the head in the wrong spot.
Oh, well, I sketch it out for this reason because otherwise you'd have an eyeball, like,
Yeah.
But
it's like you start to draw something up there and then you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, I've made some epic boo-boos before.
Have you?
Far out, yeah.
Talk us through one. Come on, give us one.
Oh, one of them. So I did a queen. Oh, one of them I can't really say publicly because
Nah.
it was like a house. So
Yeah.
we won't go through that. I'll tell you that one after.
Thank you.
I did a queen mural, and I don't know how I stuffed it up. I think it was because Dad was up on the sizzler with me and he was holding the iPad, and usually I have it in front of me.
Yep.
And I was painting Brian May's nose.
Yep.
And I thought, I was like, I'm nailing it. Like, this is mad. I hadn't sketched it properly, but I'm like, how wrong can you get it?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a gun.
because Dad was holding it. I think I was like almost just like turning, and I get down, and I'd been up there for like 2 hours without getting down. I get down, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, his nose is like crooked, like so crooked, and we both just looked at each other. I just started laughing. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, that's like some of those boo boos that I've made. They take so long to fix as well.
I love how you say boo boo, but later on we're like, and fucking booze.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
But
so
boo boo when it comes, the painting is a boo boo.
It's a boo boo. Well, the thing is, like, a lot of the boo boos I make, a lot of the mistakes I make, I can't say boo boo anymore.
What the fuck ups I make?
They're like not noticeable to other people, so it's fine.
Yeah, and you can you like if you put something in the wrong spot, you can paint over it. No.
Well, some of the walls that I paint are like not forgiving at all.
Okay.
And you, like, especially if you can't paint I had a raw timber one to paint recently, so I literally could not make a mistake, because if I did, I would have had to like sand it back or something to get. Yeah. So you try not to make mistakes. So you can tell it gets like lumpy. You know when you like stuff up your painting and it.
I know that all the time.
You know when you reno your house or
You know when you get on the scissor lift.
Scissor lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can tell, like, you try not to make your boo-boos.
I saw one of your paintings on a roller door. Now, that looked fucking hard.
Is that the Step Brothers one?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like...
That was torture.
Come on.
Like, you can't do a straight line. You've got to go, like, with the curves. So, like, you're not like, oh, yeah, I'm going to paint his T-shirt. You're like, I'm going to paint his T-shirt. Yeah.
Crazy.
And I'm going to paint his face. Dab, 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 because you can't, like... fill it in. You can't block it.
That looked really
Bricks
fucking
too,
hard.
same.
Bricks are the same.
Try paint a brick, because if you go straight, it flicks out.
Oh yeah.
So you got to like go straight and then dab in and then back out and then in again, and it's just Anyway,
oh yeah, because of the what's it called?
Especially if they're like the mortar goes like
mortar. That's it.
Oh, there's a word for it. I'm not a very good tradie.
Yeah, mortar. Is it? Mortar?
No, well yeah, it's mortar, but like there's a word for the.
If anyone knows that word, just give us a message.
Comment below.
That little
the depth. Some bricks are okay; they're like flat, but then others are like really deep. Like
I've seen them once. Like when I've walked past.
Artists do not paint them.
Nah.
Unless you're spraying, it's like